Hey, what's up everybody, Nexel here. Today we are playing Honkai Star Rail, going to do a little bit more story because I was on vacation this past week and I was stuck at Equilibrium level 2, really limiting the resources that I can get. So I promised for the time being, until we make a different decision as a group, that we will still stream the story, kind of figure things out from there. So we are just gonna jump right into it. We've got our water, we've got our snacks, let's go ahead and keep moving on with our story quests.
It's getting late. Where to now?
But before that, actually, be on the lookout. I will be doing a vacation vlog for the week I was gone, so that y'all can kind of see what I was up to, the things I picked up along the way. So hopefully you all will enjoy that when it comes out. But for now, again, let's get back to Star Rail and keep on adventuring.
Well, now that we're done with that whole situation in the underworld, we can finally look for the Stellaron. But thinking about it, I feel a bit bad about Clara. We promised her that our talks with Svarog would go peacefully.
You tried your best to persuade him. It's my fault for not preparing better for such a situation in advance.
I didn't mean for you guys to start beating yourselves up over it. Look on the bright side. Things turned out all right, didn't they? Now everyone knows that the real problem here is the Stellaron, and they're willing to help us out. All in all, the mission is going super smoothly.
But we still have a lot left to figure out. For instance...
I have questions about Sampo too, I'll be honest.
That's not a foremost concern. What's important is that we still don't have the exact location and coordinates of the Stellaron. Nor have we figured out the reason behind Cocolia's sudden change in attitude. We still haven't put all of the pieces together. Dreams?
Oh, I remember you mentioned something about strange dreams before.
All three dreams were the same, with Cocolia and that other voice.
It would be weird to call it a coincidence.
I'm wondering if these dreams aren't just random, if there's some meaning behind them. Maybe you're having them because...
Yo, the cat says meow. What is going on? It has been a while.
That's my hunch.
What have you been up to,
have no
man?
proof.
Well, then that's as good as nothing for now. So, what should we do when we get back above ground? After all this talk, we're still back at square one.
We solve a puzzle one piece at a time. Let's get some rest. We'll talk to Wildfire tomorrow and get to the bottom of this. Also, there's still one more key character we haven't talked to yet. Her connection to Cocolia may be the key to cracking this mystery.
Dude, honestly, I've always wondered about this, like, I love how there's no stamina like Genshin, but my legs would be sore too. I did fill out the service rating card. Nice! We get the praise of high morals. Let's go. Oh? Rat jelly. All right. Flavorful jelly. All right. That sounds a lot better. I've caught a few streams, just kind of laid low. Work has been insane. I feel that. I feel that. Oh my gosh. I just got back from vacation and I actually only slept for 3 hours. By the way, for those of you that it's still May 14th, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Y'all are doing amazing, fantastic, hard work that goes underappreciated all the time. So just wanted to give a huge thank you to all the mothers out there, all the people who are mother-like figures to someone else, because you do a great job and play a huge role in the success of humanity as a whole. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is a very well-deserved appreciation day for all the hard-working maternal figures out there. I'm starting to not dig how much lore is in this game, to be honest. Oh boy, this side quest is starting to have a lot of text. Oh, gravy. There's a part 1. This is starting to feel like Fast X, where there's a part 1, 2, and 3. The Fight Club. Oops. Alright, let's get to work. I think we did the whole thing. Yeah. Alright. Let's go to bed. Oh, by the way, one quick thing before we get too deep into the roots. So, low-key, during my vacation, I did a poll because I was like, yeah, you know, what are the odds of actually getting something really useful? Bam! Japard! So now I've got the holy trinity of starting this game in Bronya, Sealy, and Japard. All I'm missing is Bailu the healer, and then I'd be absolutely cracked, but that's too OP.
I've heard from Wildfire that you helped resolve that whole situation with Svarog. Amazing. It must have been exhausting. Please have some food and get a good night's rest.
Go to bed. Simple enough. Honestly, that's me right now. On my 3 hours of sleep.
Over there. See that? That used to be the worst street in Rivet Town. And it's also where I grew up. My friends and I used to wander those streets, thinking about where to find our next meal. That is, until Chief Oleg got me out and took me to the orphanage. There, I learned to read and write from Natasha. At the age of 10, I started to patrol the mines with Oleg, occasionally getting into fights with the local thugs.
That sounds nice.
Nice? You being sarcastic with me?
Oh, no, sorry. Life in the underworld is difficult. I shouldn't be speaking about it so lightly.
You're always so serious. It really gets on people's nerves sometimes, you know?
Right. What I meant was... I kind of envy you, Zila. For as long as I can remember, my days have been an endless cycle of studying, etiquette lessons, and training. Every day, all I hear is, "Remember who you are, Bronya. This is against the Architect's admonishments, Bronya. Ladies shouldn't use such foul language, Bronya." Some may envy this kind of life, but I have felt trapped. When every choice and every goal has already been made for you. You probably can't imagine how that feels.
No, I can't. But more importantly, what kind of foul language were you using?
In the name of the Architects, I shall stick this spear into your nostril.
That is far from what I was expecting.
That's it? Oh, that's nothing.
Yo, Run Trains, what's
But
up?
still
You
have
think
to
my
teach
team
you
set up?
some
Honestly,
understanding before
it's
you come back.
cracked. It's cracked, bro.
No. No, that won't be necessary.
It'll be better than poking people's nostrils, at least. I never thought that I'd be here having a heart-to-heart with the future Guardian. As a kid, I didn't meet many people who lived in the overworld. I only heard stories from the grown-ups and figured you were all just a bunch of cold snobs.
I've heard from some Silvermane veterans that before the orders were made to seal off the underworld from the overworld, there was no difference between the two places. Everybody ate the same food, chatted about the same topics, celebrated the same festivals. Even though times are different now, things like the joys and sorrows of life, the ties between people, these precious things must certainly still connect us all. If there is a way to bridge the gap between the two worlds, we can definitely go back to the time when you and I were not divided. When we could stand side by side against the Eternal Freeze and the Fragmentum.
I'm not like you. I don't have that many grand plans for the future. But if that's the future you want, I'm willing to build this bridge with you.
Thank you, Zila. Your trust is very important to me.
Speaking of which, what are you going to do next? What Svarog revealed must have made quite an impact, huh?
Yes. I thought I was prepared for anything, but... as long as I am the Guardian's successor, those truths will come out sooner or later. But why does my mother hide it from me? And why does she want me to hunt down the outsiders who know about the nature of the Stellaron? It doesn't make sense. I thought it over. There's only one thing I can do. Go ask her directly.
Hold on. You're not really going, are you? Alone? You can't. This plan is...
I've already thought it through, Zila. I am Madame Cocolia's daughter. That will never change. Be it my duties as her heir or as a Silvermane guard, I must face my problems head-on. Even if...
Bronya.
This is for you, Zila. Please help me pass it on to the outsiders. If I am unable to see you again, they'll know what to do.
Okay, I understand. You've made up your mind, and there's nothing I can say that will change it.
OTP.
Remember this. If you run into trouble, I will come to save you, no matter what.
I was talking to a buddy, and then they were just like, yeah, people would murder you for your account because you have both Bronya and Sela.
Did you come to this spot when you were a child?
Of course. I just didn't appreciate
Run
how
trains
nice it
definitely
was
go
at
max
the time.
defense on Japard, and then do preservation path and
Very
simulated
nice.
unkillable, and enemies kill themselves by attacking you. Definitely got to check that out once I get that far. Anything past 2,500 suffers diminishing returns anyways.
That was a good sleep. I should go meet up with March and Danhong.
Took you long enough, sleepyhead. We've been waiting all day. I've noticed that our sleep routines don't match up. You either keep getting up in the middle of the night or snoozing away until the day's almost out. Unacceptable. You gotta work on your teamwork.
Did you have a dream again last night?
No, I like the serious answer. We'll do the serious
So
answer this time.
That's why you slept for so long.
Well then, let's go find Wildfire to discuss our next move and see if they have any new discoveries.
Let's go! I can't wait to finally get back above ground.
But yeah, if you want some pointers for the Trinity, you can always ask general builds and use kind of things. So my current understanding on this is that Sela just kills whatever. Bronya supports both of them by giving both the attack and the speed boost, and the crit boost. And then Japar just makes everything unkillable, right? It's very, I can't lose if I can't die.
Oh, look who's here.
It's the Bane of Svarog, the big hero of the underworld. And the other big heroes, Dan Hung and March 7th.
Were those lines rehearsed?
Where's Natasha? Is she here?
She has a bunch of other things to attend to, so I hope you don't mind talking to this old man instead. I speak on behalf of Natasha. By the way, sorry for keeping that whole thing about her being the actual leader of Wildfire a secret. I'm glad you don't mind. Natasha is always cautious, but she has no ill intent, as you surely have noticed. She told me to make sure you return to the overworld safely. I gave it some thought, and I think the safest way is to ask this fella for help.
I brought you down. I can take you back up. Free of charge. Satisfaction guarantee.
There's no need to knock us out this time, right?
Of course not. This time, we'll go back through the furnace core.
Honestly, I don't trust Sampo. I feel like he's gonna stab us in the back.
Please, don't be like that. We have so much history together. Can't you have a little faith?
Ugh, enough chatter. Just be a good guide.
Hold on. What about Bronya? Why isn't she here?
She already went back. As you know, she has some things to settle with the Supreme Guardian.
What? She just ditched us and went back? How could you let her?
Exactly. She has a lot of responsibilities. I don't completely understand, but I trust that she's trying to solve the problem. Oh, right. Bronya told me to give you this.
She left us a letter. Could this be one of those open in case of emergency letters? I've never gotten one of those before. Should we wait until we run into something dangerous?
Stop overthinking and just open it.
Oh boy. Alright, here we go. Nexel March, Dan. By the time you read this letter, I should have returned to the overworld and be on my way to see my mother. I apologize for not telling you of my plan. I was afraid you would have strongly object, which might sway my resolve. Madoc Colio raised me up, and I'll never be able to repay her kindness. She taught me countless life lessons and virtues, as well as how to defend Belobog and its people. Even though she has lately made certain decisions that puzzle me, I can't let go of all the precious memories I have with her. I must communicate my point of view and thoughts to her honestly, and seek to arrive at a mutual understanding with her. This is my goal as a daughter, but also my duty as Silvermane Guard. But I'm aware of the risk I must face on this journey, so if I fail to win my mother's approval, or if something happens to me, please forward this letter to the Landau siblings and ask for their help. Serval and Japard are honorable people with enormous power, and I will have complete faith in them. I'm sure they will unreservedly help you in your search for the Stellaron once they see my seal and handwriting. Uh-oh.
Brother and sister Landau. I know the brother must
Bro,
prefer to
Japard and
Japard,
Serval
but
are
who could
siblings?
the sister be? Oh, Serval. So she's
Serval.
older sister.
Maybe the sister refers to Japard.
She gave it some good thought. But whatever's going on in that Supreme Guardian's head, even Bronya might have trouble understanding.
Run trains. You can add Natasha for
Sambo.
guaranteed survivability. That is
You know
fair,
the
fair.
Landau siblings?
The only thing
Landau.
Sela Bronya combo is extremely skill
Yeah,
point
we're all
negative because
friends.
Sela
I've
has
mostly
to.
dealt with each
Yes,
brother in
yes,
the
I've
past,
noticed
but the
that.
sister, she's much scarier. Today's supposed to be
So
a day
using
of
Tinian is the
celebration, so
most of
let's
the
not
time
talk
better.
about it.
Okay.
We can set out at any time. Just come find me when you're ready.
Oh, that's why that's called not good with Furwells. All right, let's
Well,
get a
my
move on.
friends, Are you ready to head out? What's the matter? Got to it?
You ready yet? If you want to keep wasting time, I'll just go on ahead by myself. What? Still something you want to talk about? All right, let's make it quick.
Yo, Krish, what's up?
Not much. We just chatted a bit.
I am back. I came back last night.
It really isn't worth going into. I promised her that I would help her rebuild the connection between the overworld and the underworld. That's all. I didn't really give it much thought. But traveling
I'm
with
really
a
hoping
bunch
that one of
does
these like
always lead to
conversations leads to
unexpected
like
surprises.
an achievement or something at the end.
Party combat and exciting adventures. Not bad. I certainly don't hate it. Not much. I promised her that I... not... is it that obvious? I made a promise to Bronya that if something were to happen to her, I'd rescue her myself. Of course. You didn't see the look on Joshua's face. He could barely hold back his tears. Chief Oleg. He didn't say much, but I know he's not the kind to wear his heart on his sleeve. It was my choice to go up, and Natasha supported my decision. Besides, you could use another person who can fight, right? All right, then let's cut the chat and move out.
That was quick. Yeah, I only had a week's for vacation. TL43, good gravy.
young
All
lad.
right.
I wanted to see you off, but you know how things are around here in the underground. Solve one problem and 3 more take its place. Something you wanted to ask?
Oh gosh, of
Natasha
course there's a
trusts me.
ton of more options.
In her eyes, an ex-military officer was more suited to be the leader of the organization than a doctor. But the most important thing a leader needs is a strong heart, an ability to unite everyone toward a common cause. In that respect, no one in the underground comes close to her. I was actually once an officer of the Silvermane Guards. After being discharged due to an injury, I followed my old lady here to the underworld, where I plan to retire. But as things would have it, I ended up busier than ever. There's nothing to regret. Life in the underworld is hard, but people here are kind, and everyone is close, like one big family. But as things would have it, do I miss it? If you're talking about the time with my comrades in arms, of course. But other than that, I don't really prefer it over life in the underworld. Natasha
I think there's
tried
only the
most
one
important-
option, right? Oh, wait. Yeah, it's just the one option.
Wildfire's already made it through its darkest days. With Natasha's leadership, we have the confidence to lead the Underworlders to a brighter future. And much of that is thanks to all of you. Fortunately, Svarog turned out to have some useful information for you. After all your hard work, I'd feel quite guilty if you left empty-handed. Well, you still have a long journey ahead. I have no doubt our paths will cross again one day. Till we meet again, friends of Wildfire.
Alright, before we move on with the story, I will give you all one hint to where I went for vacation. Before I put up the vlog and such. Boom, these are some Oreos I got where I went. So there is your one hint for where I went to. And yes, again, be on the lookout for that vlog down the line here.
Well, my friends, are you ready to head out?
Alright, before we head out, or before we go up, let's see. Run trains, save for the next banner. Jingguan is air edition and can clear groups easy. Okay, alright. Chris, you're gonna save for Silver Wolf and Kafka. I respect it, I do. Yoshi, you haven't been tuning into the streams? No worries, man, no worries. You're good. We're
That's
chilling.
right, my friend. I have all the answers you seek.
Alright, tell me about
What
everybody.
else is there to say? You know him as well as I do. He's an upstanding guy, as well as young, handsome, and charming in his lack of charm. But to be honest, I'm not very close to him. After all, he's an officer, and I'm the opposite. Oh, she's quite extraordinary. The renowned rebellious Landau girl. She once had a bright future, but after getting on her leader's bad side, she lost her job. She ended up opening a workshop and playing underground music. I heard that her old man was furious and that only a few younger siblings are still in contact with her. I used to go to her sometimes when I had any mechanical problems above ground, but for various reasons, I don't visit her workshop much anymore. It's a passage connecting the underworld and the overworld, a big stone spiral stairway. You know, I don't understand the architect's obsession with making these steps when there is such advanced technology available. Wouldn't an elevator have been better? It's easier for you youngsters. For this old guy, the steps of the furnace core are a nightmare on the knees. You haven't heard enough about me, huh? All right. My name is Sampo Kaski. I'm a businessman who stands up for justice in his free time. And no, I don't have it in for you. Well, my friends, are you ready to head out?
Sorry, y'all. The thin Oreos were amazing. I had to eat them.
Wonderful. Remember to bring enough food and drink to refuel on the way. We have a lot of steps to climb.
Mother, I have returned.
Bronya, I thought I'd lost you. Where were you? Are you hurt? I'll fetch the butler right away.
No, there's no need. I don't want to see Sebas right now. Sorry, Mother.
What's
I'm
up with
fine,
like
really.
butlers and like
Just got
Sebastian
into a few
as a
skirmishes
name?
down in the underworld, but nothing I couldn't handle.
The underworld. Oh, I see. In that case, report everything you saw. Commander Bronya.
After the failed pursuit at Backwater Pass, the wanted outsiders and I were somehow taken to the underworld. Because of the difficult situation we were in, we formed a temporary alliance to help the residents of the underworld resolve a few issues of survival. We also defeated an ancient robot known as Svarog and learned some truths about the Stellaron.
Uh-oh.
I'm listening. Go on.
Madame Cocolia,
It is my firm belief that the visitors from beyond the sky are not the villains we had imagined before. I witnessed them take up arms in the name of justice and risk their lives for the sake of others. I can also ascertain that they did come for the Stellaron, but only to relieve the disaster it has brought upon Belobog. Mother, you've always known the truth about the Stellaron, haven't you? Well, the responsibility of bearing that truth will fall upon me one day. Such is the burden of being guardian, to carry these secrets for eternity. So, I ask you to forgive my defiance, but I believe that the order to dispatch the outsiders was a mistake. To solve the problems brought on by the Stellaron, the architects waited hundreds of years. And those outsiders may be the...
Enough!
Yes, we love the moment of defiance.
Arrogant. Ignorant. Oh, you disappoint me, Bronya. You merely glimpsed the tip of the iceberg, and now you think you know everything. You spend a short time with that underworld scum, and suddenly you have the audacity to question my orders? Guards! Take Bronya.
They are not scum. My entire life, everything you ever kept from me. I remember it clearly now. This time I am standing my ground, Madam Guardian. And please, stop dismissing me with vague excuses. Tell me what you have seen. What exactly it is you are hiding. Why do you send the Silvermane guards to die in the Fragmentum? Why have you abandoned the people of the underworld? And why? Why did you have that sudden change of mind?
I see. I knew this moment would come sooner or later. I just...
Bro, it's time to rip off the mask and summon the persona.
You want to know why I gave those orders? Is that right? Do you believe you're ready to learn the truth?
Yes. I am ready. Mother.
Then come with me, Bronya.
Shoot, I'd want to learn it like 30 feet that way.
The voice of this dying world.
I would want to learn this truth from where my pistol can still hit you.
Ah, we're finally back. I forgot what fresh air tasted like.
What flavor is it?
Freedom. Cold. Mainly cold, actually. Let's go. Where's our next stop? We should find somewhere to put our feet up. As long as it's not Goethe Hotel again.
Classic unreliable Sampo. He probably guessed we'd ask where his hiding place was. No sooner are we back in the administrative district than he sneaks off.
I think this is the right answer.
If you're talking about Japard, we should be careful. He's a top Silvermane guard. He'd probably get a medal for every one of us he brought in. Don Hung, what do you think?
I think it'd be best to pay a visit to Serval Landau.
So, you think we should avoid Japard for the time being, right?
He's an elite officer of the Silvermane Guards. It wouldn't be easy to get to him. Besides, if he hasn't been persuaded by Branya's letter, we'd be walking right into the lion's den.
Makes sense. Guess we better head over to Serval's workshop then?
But we must keep a low profile. We're still wanted fugitives.
What's wrong, Zila?
Nothing. It's just a little... new. The last time I was on the surface, I was still a child. I have no memory of any of this. The overworld and the underworld. We've been cut off for so long. I'm okay. Let's go. There are so many Silvermane guards on patrol. Is it usually like this?
No. I don't remember the security being this tight last time. Might have something to do with us. The Supreme Guardian has probably learned of our arrival already. Bronya.
I'm a big fan of the straight shot, right? Let's check out chat before we go. Krish, you are indeed on the right track. Yoshi, to be honest, Honkai hasn't been clicking with me. The elemental weakness is the thing that really bugs me. I actually love that the most, right? Because it requires you have like this additional level of like, just like game knowledge, you know? Rather than, you know, big stick goes boom, hit everything with Zhongli. Yoshi, I don't like using certain elements. Yes, I get that, but that's all part of like the JRPG, and that's part that I like, to be honest. Run trains, to be honest, you only need your DPS to have the weakness needed to break, but I get what you mean. Break damage effect can be huge. Yes. So, yeah, big fan of this game. Really big fan of the game mechanics. Looks like I can't shoot those guys in the face, so we'll just have to straight line it to the castle, citadel. No, we're going to the workshop.
This friend of mine.
Who is it? The shop's closed today. You'll have to come back tomorrow. Huh? Ah, I remember. The three outsiders. Wait, why are you still strolling around the city? Do you know the Silvermane guards are looking all over for you? Quick, act natural and get inside. Don't get spotted. All right, you'll be safe here. My workshop has pretty good soundproofing and barely anyone comes in. Just what crime did you commit exactly? They recalled a bunch of guards from the front line to track you down. It's unprecedented. Now they're patrolling the whole city and everyone's in a panic.
Oh, we just...
Not yet, March. Bronya said we could trust you completely.
You mean to say you don't trust me completely? Good. That's smart of you. But you needn't worry. Kokolia and I aren't even on speaking terms. It was her that ejected me from the Architects. I refuse to stand with her. I don't believe you guys would do anything bad. And the Architects are gonna need conclusive and publicly available evidence for me to think otherwise. Besides, I know the Architects, and if they did have any evidence, they would have released it by now. I know Kokolia's style. Get everyone into a frenzy first. Most people in a frenzy don't stop to ponder the details. Me? None. What Kokolia and the Architects get up to has nothing to do with me. My time is too precious for pondering. These days, I just spend my time fixing things in this workshop and playing music. It's a pretty carefree existence.
Yo, Tim, what's up?
If I'm not
Vacation was
careful,
nice. It
I'll
was just a
warn you
week, a
on
very
soft
short
spots
week,
from the
but
past.
it was really
Let's
fun.
get back to you
Lots of
guys.
fun.
If long-lost Bronya told you to come here, you must have something important to tell
I
me.
will have a few vlogs coming out about the
You can
trip,
trust
so
me.
look forward to those in the
I
near
know our paths
future.
have only crossed once before, but my intuition tells me you guys are good people. And I've got good intuition, by the way.
Ooh, I'm the best storyteller. Let me.
We should let Dan do it.
Perhaps I should do it. Or we'll still be here tomorrow.
Nice.
So that's what's been happening. No wonder we hadn't heard from Bronya recently. After all these years in isolation and without a single word from below, this is what's become of the underworld? I believe you. There's no way you could have invented all those twists and turns. What's more, we have Miss Zila here as living proof. As for the Stellaron, I know why Branya got you to find me. When I was still one of the architects working in the scientific research division, I was researching the Stellaron. I never thought I'd hear that word again after being expelled by the architects. Come on, I'll tell you everything.
Nice.
Only a very few people in Belobog know of the existence of the Stellaron. Those that do would never associate it with the Fragmentum or Eternal Freeze. But according to the data recorded in that robot, Svarog, the architects dug out the truth long ago. The research results were purposely hidden away to ensure that the outside world would never know of them. Just my luck. Out of all the research topics I could have chosen, I insisted on the Stellaron. It's clear now that anyone who wanted to get closer to the truth would have been expelled or abandoned. Maybe I should be thanking Cocolia. All she did was push me out. She could have decided to take a more permanent measure. I figured out that the Stellaron and the Fragmentum were linked, so I was already close to the truth. It's a shame that the architects ejected me before I could discover that the source of the Fragmentum was the Stellaron itself. Before I lost my position, I was applying for permission to survey the Stellaron directly. It was my research topic, but I'd never even set eyes on it. My research was all based on historical data and lab simulations. Not long after I submitted my preliminary report and application, I received my punishment. It was obvious that somebody didn't want my research to continue. Cocolia... It's been so many years since we last spoke.
I
We were
wonder.
great
So she
friends
said she was like
once.
an architect, but was
There's
she like the
nothing
head
we can
architect?
share.
You know, just how like Japard
She
is like the
became
head
a
knight.
completely different person when she took on the Supreme Guardianship. The convictions she once held, her enthusiasm, it was like they were drawn out of her by some mysterious force. She gave the order to expel me herself and refused to see me. I never understood that behavior, and I gave up trying to use logic to work it out a long time ago. Sometimes I even wonder whether she really did become a different person. Is that possible? Perhaps there's a single
That doesn't
guardian
sound like such a bad
consciousness
idea.
that is handed down from generation to generation. And the real Cocolia has already vanished. Is she being compelled by previous generations of guardians to make such baffling decisions? Who knows? But this might make for good songwriting material. Japard? Not a chance. He's a decent guy, but also famously uncompromising. For my brother, orders are more important than anything. Even if you stuck Branya's letter to his forehead, he wouldn't be swayed.
He seems like that kind
You
of
need to
guy,
choose
the
your
very
words
stoic kind of
carefully if you
guy.
want to persuade him of something. It might be best if I talk to him. Though, I'd need a strategy first. Yes. I never observed it directly, but I used lab simulations and outbound surveys to establish a rough location. According to the survey results, the Stellaron is likely to the north of Belobog, somewhere in the vast snow plains.
We must locate it as soon as possible, ideally before Cocolia takes action. Can you tell us the way?
Not a problem. I was thinking the same thing. But I'm afraid telling you might not be enough. The area to the north of Belobog has been more or less swallowed up by the Fragmentum. If you want to get to the northern snow plains, you'll need to get past the Silvermane Guard restricted zone on the front lines first. Even if you get past the restricted zone in one piece, You'll have a whole heap of fragmentum to deal with.
It's okay, we got Japard's shield.
Yes, that's where the main force of the Silvermane Guards is stationed. They've consolidated their position there in order to resist the encroaching fragmentum.
It sounds like the three of us and Zila might not be enough. Why don't we go back underground and get Wildfire to come with us?
I fear we may not have the time.
Hey, enough pessimism. Back in my official capacity days, I spent a lot of time in the north. I got to know the soldiers and officers on the front line very well. This calls for brainwaves, not brawn waves. How about I take you over myself?
Really? Great! Phew. It's less scary if someone you know is leading the way.
I want to see the Stellaron too, you know. It was my research topic for over a decade. You don't get that many decades in life. That's settled then. There's no time to lose. We should head out as soon as you're ready.
Alright, y'all. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the webcam, but I am falling asleep. Those 3 hours of sleep are finally catching up to me. So, for the time being, I'm going to call it here. We are going to be stream a little bit more on Wednesday. So, be on the lookout there. Likely tomorrow and the day after. I'm going to be a little tight on the schedule, so I won't be able to get much done. This is what I got to do. I got to get the return. So if someone in chat could let me know how far I am from this, because I feel like I want to get to this point, and I want to get there sooner than later. But yes, I am falling asleep, so gotta head off for now. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave a comment below, and I'd be happy to answer when I have the time. If you'd like to join my Discord, show off some of your warps, show off some of your stuff, go ahead, talk about the game, go ahead, share some memes, go ahead, enter that link into your URL, and you should be good to go. There is a whole tab for just Star Rail if you want to comment in there. But that is all for now. Thank you all so much for watching this very, very short stream. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and maternal figures out there. You are doing amazing work, and we all really appreciate it. But that is all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, until next time, take it easy.